Okay, here we go. Kicking off a brand new week, brand new day here. So glad you are with us here on Longshore McKnight and Barry. I've seen that a lot of people that do what we do around the country try to come on the air and hit their audience with a big zinger right off the bat.
Grab them by the nose.
Yes. Get them interested quickly. Hey, at least the baseball team's playing well. Got to give it up. Baseball team's playing really well over at Auburn.
Oh! I was about to say Braves so far have handled things pretty well in spring training, but that's not the grabbing that you're. That's not the.
Yeah, baseball team's playing really well. Golf team, ranked number 2 in the country, they're playing really well.
I would have thought the big grabber of the day. I was thoroughly prepared to discuss this. Anytime that Alabama beats Tennessee, that is a great day, and that is worthy of opening any show. Well, in this state, man, you beat Tennessee. Whew, let's get started. Are you telling me that, in your estimation, it probably grabs the viewers a little bit more?
Well, I wanted to start
about Auburn losing a basketball game than Alabama beating Tennessee in Knoxville.
For the record, I have yet to mention anything about Auburn basketball, Barry. It's all positive today. We're going baseball. We're going golf. I think the ladies golf team's doing pretty well too.
This is what we get is at least. Yeah, that doesn't sound remarkably positive, I got to tell you.
March is here, February's behind us. But if you insist, I guess we should dive into it. I got a confession to make because my phone was overloaded. You in the driveway?
Can you believe we're about to beat the Big Orange in Knoxville? Man, this is great. I wasn't sure we'd be able to do this.
I mean, hey, you in the driveway? Ding. Hey, what's Andy saying? Ding. Are you there yet?
Unbelievable.
Well, I got to confess.
See, I don't mind. I don't mind that. What I mind is all those Alabama people who always, Auburn doesn't mean. I mean, we think about them once in a while when we're playing them, but they're like this little gnat. No. You know it ain't right. I know it ain't right. No, but, keep bringing it up.
I'll explain. There is a reason, because more times than not, I probably would have been in the driveway. But Barry,
you weren't?
No, I was not.
Okay, progress.
Not in the driveway.
Those sessions on the couch. Talking about your childhood and but we always,
it's a matter of fact, used to be. Maybe I shouldn't admit this in the profession that I'm in. I did not see 1 second of the Auburn Ole Miss game. Well, because I was with some people and they were reveling in a big victory in which their team only led by 24 seconds in the entire game, ended up pulling out a victory on the road in Knoxville to a bunch of stunned Tennessee fans inside Thompson Bowling Arena, and it just made their joy and happiness even greater to not only win the game, but to see the Tennessee fans in utter disbelief. So they just kind of forgot about Auburn and Ole Miss. A game, I assume they said, heck, Auburn will win that game. Now there's no way. I mean, like Ole Miss, like 3-10 in the league or something. They'll win that game.
Did they smoke cigars in the locker room?
They did douse Nate Oates with water. So obviously it was a big game. They gave him the big Gatorade shower or whatever it was, or water bottle shower or whatever. So it must have been a big win. And Tennessee had Nate's number over the last 4 or 5 games.
Well, this is what it means to sane, rational people. We'll start with Auburn.
Please catch me up, because like I said, I didn't get to see any of the game.
We are at this stage in the Auburn men's basketball season where they were playing at home. We had entertained conversation and generated some ourselves that, man, the last 3 games for Auburn, they need to really win 2 of them. Doesn't look like they're going to have much of a chance against Alabama at the end of the season. So, man, critical game at home, Neville Arena, the Jungle, against Ole Miss. A team that had lost 10 games in a row. Man, if there's one game that we got this one. And let's see, what can we do? What can we do against LSU? Because that's the key when we beat Ole Miss. And well, you didn't. In a game that, well, and now we're at the stage where everybody is saying, okay. Upcoming game on Tuesday, tomorrow night against LSU.
Ooh.
We really, okay, if we're going to make the tournament, we really have to win that one. No kidding around about it now. Last one was a must-win. This one is an absolute backs-to-the-wall must-win game.
It is. No,
the idea is, and by the way, Joe Lunardi in his bracketology for ESPN still has Auburn as one of the last 4 in.
See? Look at that.
Right.
Yeah.
How in the world? The focus is, man, you got to think about playing better, because it ain't going to matter. I mean, what are you looking for? Lose against LSU, lose against Alabama, or beat LSU. I don't care. Lose to Alabama, go in and win a game in the SEC tournament. Doesn't matter. You're playing like an absolute. I don't care what they say. Well, okay, now the LSU game Tuesday, well, that's a must-win game. Well, Ole Miss had lost 10 in a row.
Yeah, ouch.
Auburn was playing at home, where, remember, back in the golden era, last year, they never lost at home. And not only did they lose, it was the biggest crock of nothing you ever saw in your entire life.
Empty seats?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch any of it either because I was busy watching the Troy Trojans take care of business and win the Sun Belt Conference Championship outright. There were no ties.
What was the score in that game? Just asking for a friend.
15. Oh, you mean the whole score? Okay, yeah. Troy 80, ULM 65.
Ooh, 15. I'm not sure that covered the spread.
Not. But hey, Troy wins. There was confetti, the whole deal. It was great. I was not thinking about the Auburn game because I'll admit, I'm thinking they got that. They'll win that game.
Yeah, they weren't even thinking about Auburn. Now, that's a pretty good wrap-up of the game, but I got to admit, not as good as all the people that texted me on the River Region Straw VIP text line with clips, highlights, cutouts from Auburn message boards. Now I really feel like I watched the game after all that was sent to me on Saturday night, Sunday morning. I want to thank everybody out there for providing that information to me.
Which is fine.
I mean, the courtside cam is a classic. I really like that.
Just don't come at me anymore. And I've been asking you this for years. You guys out there, don't come at me anymore. Auburn, they're just little brother. And you guys are obsessed with them to an unhealthy degree. Now, on the other side,
makes them feel better, ladies and gentlemen. It's just comic relief. Did Notre Dame play on Saturday too? Because if they lost, they would have really enjoyed that. I know how they like when Notre Dame loses too.
Yeah. Okay. Now, moving on along, so I don't say something snide. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. This is the place to say snide stuff.
Yeah.
The way I expected Auburn to play, like their hair was on fire, is the way Alabama played. Despite the fact that they never led.
24 seconds.
They were down. Everybody's, Tennessee's going to go on a run and they're going to put them away. They were down until they weren't. 24 seconds, boom, there they go. Alabama wins. Tennessee fans are like,
yeah, it was great. Oh, it's beautiful.
That is how I expected Auburn to play. Alabama is now in second place in the SEC all by themselves. Florida, by the way, has claimed the SEC championship. I suppose they could lose the last two and Alabama could tie or whatever. But Alabama's in second place all alone. They've won, 8 in a row? They are a solid 3 seed. They played as hard and as unrelenting with the chips down, with, not a whole lot going their way the whole game. They played the way I thought Auburn was going to play. And
Barry, if you look, there again, I've been saying this for ever and ever. You look at the stat sheet, you're thinking, no way Alabama won this game. Out-rebounded on both ends of the floor.
Out-rebounded by 17.
Yeah. So no way they won this game. No way.
Tennessee 25-10 in second chance points. They're led by 12 at halftime, and everybody's like, huh. But Alabama hits 10 3-pointers. Tennessee hits 4 out of 18. And Alabama just kept chopping wood. This looks like a kind of a team of destiny sort of thing at Alabama.
But, I think that's going to – there again, it's fun, and they're living on the edge. But that stat sheet, I think, is going to come back to bite them, particularly in the tournament against teams that from the Big Ten that come to mind. Top of mind is those type of teams. But they win the game. Stat sheet doesn't look pretty. Still having – there was one series buried down the floors in the second half.
Yep.
Tennessee got at least, and I believe the number's correct, 5 offensive rebounds on the same possession.
Which is debilitating because, you're playing defense, defense. And then, all right, you got to stop. Oh, don't get the rebound. Okay, you cinch it back up again. Play defense. Oh, you have to do it again. You know?
It's so demoralizing. You're going, man, we can't get a rebound. They can't score. They finally score after their 5th time. That was tough. I got to give Aiden Sherrill a shout-out. Been really impressed with his game over the last couple of outings, Barry. I think he played 40 minutes. This guy's tongue was hanging out. He was tired in this game Saturday.
And that's why they needed Bediako, and they ain't going to get him. He played more minutes than anybody else, and he's a big. He's lugging that 6'10" body up and down the floor all the time. He didn't shoot it well. He was 1 for 6, but he had 8 rebounds. He had 4 blocks, which were instrumental. And it was huge. That's the way. Oh, by the way, this is from
wait a minute.
This is from Way Offsides Jeff. He says, great pick of you and the Mrs. Berry after Troy's win. Yeah, there was confetti. Yeah. That's my wife. She's next door. She's the one that comes, just like John's wife, comes in every once in a while and gets me something to drink.
Yeah, I like the Troy sweatshirt.
Or gives me the stink eye, when I say, does your wife ever do that in the background? Look at you like with the side eye and go.
Yeah, well, she tries not to get in the camera. She brings me up another cup of coffee, which actually she's going to be bringing one up here in just a minute.
That was a hint, by the way.
Yeah. But she just tries to avoid the camera. Yeah. But she sometimes gives me a little look.
So, Troy, a big win, Sun Belt Championship, regular season, all by themselves, no ties.
Yeah.
And they have a bye in the tournament. The Sun Belt tournament is this week, and there's going to be a lot of tournaments. You're going to see, if you're watching ESPN or whatever, just a jillion tournaments in the next week. And some of the Power Fours are still playing.
When will Troy play their first game?
That's the thing, is the Sun Belt tournament ain't like the SEC, where you have, 2 games with the bottom feeders on the first day. The Sun Belt tournament is built for no upsets. We don't want our great teams to get beat in round 2 by a 10 seed or something like that. So the tournament starts on Tuesday down in Pensacola, and ULM plays. They were the worst team in the league by far. If ULM, say, were to suddenly get hot and play for the Sun Belt Championship, they'd have to play 7 games.
Yep.
Troy is the 1 seed. They got to play 2. ULM plays Tuesday. Troy doesn't play until Sunday. So, they're wanting those bottom feeder teams to not have any success and all of that.
I get it. Hey, Barry, here's a question on our River Region Straw chat line today.
Yeah.
Way Offsides Jeff. Hey, how do I get the VIP text line? And I'm looking through my phone. I thought you already had it. I'm looking through my contacts.
I think it was the second time you brought coffee to us that John says, let me get that guy's number.
Yeah,
I got that guy. If anybody deserves a VIP text line, it's a guy who keeps bringing us coffee.
Hey, when I see you Friday out at Stivers Ford for the show, we'll get that taken care of, Jeff. Yeah, you definitely need to be a part of the VIP text line.
Yeah, you've earned that.
Yeah, you've earned that.
So here we go.
Robbie, not so sure.
Yeah, Robbie, I love he's back. I love he's back because the obvious stuff we don't have to worry about. The obvious things like Alabama has won 8 in a row and should be a 3 seed. Hopefully Alabama can keep winning so it won't have to play a number 1 seed in the regional semifinal, Sweet 16. 3 of the current number 3 seeds lost. again, way too soon, Robbie. I mean, I know you've won 8 in a row in the league and everything, but Robbie's already talking about, man, I'd hate to see us play a number 1 seed in the regional semifinals. Would you really, Robbie? Would that just stink out loud? Oh, man, we got to play a really good team in the semifinals of our region in the NCAA tournament. Would that be a heartbreaker to have to do that? Come on, Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
But Robbie loved the input. Where's Dennis Mitchell this morning as well? We need a wrestling update.
Is this true, though? Bob from Pike Road says Auburn's lost so much it isn't fun anymore to pull against him. It's like taking candy from an infant, like hitting a paraplegic who can't defend themselves. The whole town of Auburn is dressed in black.
Ben, Saturday was a surprise. I don't think anybody was expecting that. That's why after the big Bama win in Knoxville, we're lighting up cigars, yucking it up, talking about Kalen DeBoer and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know it's basketball, but there's got to be some football.
But he's not wrong.
And I just completely forgot about the Auburn game. No drive, and I was out of town, so it's not like I was, in my normal routine. And then I start getting the updates, and I'm going, ooh, really? Did I miss this? But that was a tough one. And I've heard, I've seen some of the comments. This is Bruce's fault. They're blaming Bruce Pearl for all this. He bailed on him and left his son with no talent, no team, and blah, blah, blah. I think that's a little stretching it.
Well, he was there till signing day. Remember, he resigned after signing day. We'll talk about what the perception is about the job that Stephen Pearl has done so far. I mean, that's what we do here. One of the many roles that we assume on this program is we'll treat coaches and see what we think about him. And right now, it's a little bit disappointing on one side of the state. We'll talk about it. More coming up in just a moment. Yep, Robbie brings up something that we brought up a little while ago. Yeah, Aiden Sherrill, got it. Pay attention. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Montgomery Regional Airport is getting better the more you use it. MGM offers multiple nonstop daily flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington's Reagan National Airport via Delta and American Airlines. And beginning this April, MGM will offer daily nonstop flights to Houston's Intercontinental Airport via United Airlines. All of these cities offer easy connections to destinations all over the country and all over the world. Make travel more cost-effective and less stressful when you utilize your Montgomery Regional Airport. MGM, you can get there from here.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information. All righty, about 20 minutes past the hour on this Monday. So glad you are with us here today. A lot to go over, a lot to discuss, and we certainly want your input on our River Region Straw chat line. Of course, we appreciate all of our partners out there, Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can check us out there. Also on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple Tunes. Just type in Longshore and McKnight in the search bar. You will find us, and it will pop up each and every day, whether you watch, whether you listen, or do both. And you can do it any time of day. We're live 7 to 9. but you can pull it up and listen and watch when it's on your schedule. And that's what makes this so unique and so popular for that matter. Barry, 2 weeks from today.
Right.
Actually, 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks from today, we'll be talking NCAA tournament men's basketball. And we got a little thing. We're going to do something a little different here this year on our program. Going to make it real interesting for you. It's called 4 for 4 in the Final Four. How about that? 4 for 4 in the Final Four.
4 for 4 in the Final Four. Sounds like a NCAA tournament pick'em contest.
Yeah, it could be, or a four-wheel drive vehicle, but that's not what it is. Pick the 4 teams to make the Final Four in this year's men's NCAA basketball tournament.
Right.
Your chance to win a 4-carat lab-grown diamond valued at well over $4,000 from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. Lyle tells me it's closer to 5, but I wanted to keep all the 4s in there, so I said well over 4,000. You know what I mean? It's all about keeping a rhythm here.
Well, 4,000 is a ton. You could have said valued right at $4,000.00, and then holy smokes, 4,000, over 4,000, well over 4,000. By gosh, that's something to pick winners.
Yeah. So all you got to do is give us the 4 teams. Pick the 4 teams to make the Final Four for your chance to win a 4-carat lab-grown diamond valued well over $4,000 from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. They're in Pepper Tree on Vaughn Road. We'll announce the winner on Tuesday, April the 7th, which is the day after the national championship game. We also want you to put the total number of points that are scored in the championship game. We'll use that as a tiebreaker if we need one. It's always good to do that. And you'll be able to submit your selections beginning Sunday, March the 15th at 6 p.m. The bracket should be released. We know who everybody's that's in it.
Right.
So we'll take entries from 6 p.m. Sunday, March the 15th, which was 2 weeks from yesterday.
Okay.
Until 11 a.m. on Thursday, March the 19th, because that's when the first game.
Yeah.
It's on around 11 a.m. on the 19th. So you're going to be hearing a lot about this over the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
But just wanted to kick it off today so you can be ready to go. It's sponsored exclusively by our friends at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, Bama Budweiser, Phoenix Physical Therapy, and the Montgomery Regional Airport. Really appreciate all of those partners coming together with us to put on this great event. That's all we need. We need the 4 teams that make the Final Four. Give us the total number of points in the championship game, and you can be the big winner of a 4-carat diamond from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. 4 for 4 in the Final Four.
Yep.
And we'll be telling you all about it in the next couple of weeks, so you'll be ready to go.
Just remember the email address, which is not hard. It's Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com.
That's right.
Get those in, and you can put, 4 for 4 or something with the number 4 on it and everything, and we'll know we can pick it out right there. But, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And, right now people are obsessing over that. Not many people are jumping all in on conference regular season championships, although I love it that Troy has gone back-to-back in Sun Belt Conference championships.
Impressive.
But we're getting – I don't like it. I just don't like it. People out there, and I've talked to some of them, we could still beat LSU. And if we pull off an upset against Alabama, and anything can happen in that game. Somebody actually told me that Saturday night. Then we could find ourselves in the NCAA tournament. I don't know how in the world Joe Lunardi has Auburn as one of the last 4 in.
Yeah.
How in the world? But you shouldn't be thinking that way. People get caught up in, okay, we need to do this. You need to play better. You need to play better. And I agree to a degree with some of the things that people are talking about. Hey, B. McKnight looking snazzy in that picture. I agree with that. Hey, Barry, I didn't realize you were so much taller than your wife. You did well for yourself. Boys, you have no idea how well I've done. It has been.
Barry's taller than a lot of people.
Yeah,
and she's fair.
and she's shorter than a lot of people out there, which is fine. She makes up for it with personality and looks, I'm telling you. But our buddy Dudley, we love Dudley.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody I know loves Dudley.
Sure.
Lucky. Great guy. Dudley says, good morning, guys. Let me coach Auburn the rest of the season. Can't be much worse. I'm hearing a lot about that. Auburn was left with an empty cupboard.
Oh.
Y'all weren't saying that when Auburn was beating Florida on the road.
Yeah, on the road by
y'all weren't
9.
saying that when you. Here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it, John. Is Stephen Pearl doing everything he can to help this team win? I know he's had to make some hard decisions. A guy, Keyshawn Murphy, didn't start this past weekend in a must-win game because he was 20 minutes late to film session.
Can't have that.
I agree with you 100%. You start letting that stuff ride and you've lost your team. Then pretty soon everybody's 20 minutes late for film session.
Yeah.
And being there, making treatment when you're hurt, all of a sudden that becomes an elective thing. I don't want that guy to put that, to put that massage thing on my calf. That's a pain. I want to sit around the house. Then you start getting, I get that. But the bottom line is the team that he's got, the team that Bruce helped him build, he didn't jump out and leave him with nothing. He was there through signing day. Should be better than 15-14, should be better than 6-10, and should be a ton better than they looked in a must-win game at home Saturday night against.
Well, they looked better earlier in the season.
They did.
Beat St. John's, I believe, in a non-conference game. They beat Florida on the road, as you mentioned, by 9. So the first thing that comes to mind to me is they got a chemistry problem. They've got an issue with maybe players not buying in.
Culture. We've seen guys get time taken away from them, not starting. One guy was suspended. Their leading scorer was just, didn't play. And I think that's part of it. And I cannot begin to tell you.
And they're not playing defense, Barry. So, obviously they're not listening, or they're not grabbing it, or it's not sinking in what they're teaching them.
Or they're not taking enough pride in it or caring enough in it. Defense is effort, people. That's all that is. A bad defensive team is a team with poor effort. And let me underline twice and put a couple of exclamation points around John's statement. Auburn is not very good defensively. John, they are horrible.
So
they don't care about getting out and guarding the three-point line. Teams are shooting 37% against Auburn from the three-point, which is awful. There's only like 4 teams, only 4 Power 4 teams that are worse in the whole country defensively at the arc than Auburn is.
Hard to win when you're not playing good defense. And
Dudley says, I think they don't like each other.
No, it could be part of it too. You don't need teammates that don't like one another. Of course, one of the things I thought about is what's the transfer portal going to look like? You got to think some of these guys think, I'm done here. I'm out.
There's probably some of those guys that Stephen Pearl is thinking, they're done here. They're out. And he's got to win with them down the stretch. It's hard when you spend as much time with each other as you do, practice, treatment, conditioning, meetings, film.
Walking to class together.
You spend a lot of time together. It is hard to fudge the truth from these guys.
Well,
there are guys who know that, man, as soon as that portal opens, I am out.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody else on the team probably knows that too. John, you got to try to win with those guys right now. You're sitting there thinking, okay, so you're gone. First chance you get, but can you still play hard until the season's over?
Don't think that somebody has not already gotten into their ear, or they haven't approached somebody about it. So, you're having to deal with all of that as well. It's tough. And, I'm not going to sit here, Barry, and say how many teams made the Final Four one year and didn't even make the tournament the next. I'm not going there. Don't really want to know. Don't really want to know how many teams that's happened to.
That's because John is too classy. John is too positive and forthright to even bring up the fact that, what was it, John? He doesn't even want to bring up the fact of whether there have been teams that have made the Final Four one year and didn't even make the tournament next year. That's not something he doesn't want to bring up about teams that have made the Final Four one year and then didn't make it.
And I'll tell you why.
Next year.
Because I am on record countless times. Final Four, big deal. Who cares? What's a big deal about making the Final Four? If you win it all, then I'm impressed. So I don't know about a team that's won the Natty 1 year and then 12 months later they don't make the tournament. That to me is a little bit more interesting. But the Final Four. Couldn't even tell you who was in it last year. Neither can 85% of the people watching right now.
It was the second week in October before John knew who in the world Fernando Mendoza was. Who? Francisco Monongahela. What? Who is that? Yeah. So, I mean, that is not as strong of a statement for those of us who know John really well as it might be for some of you. You know, John's probably right. I don't remember either. Yeah, but John don't pay attention to anything until it's like right in his. Okay, all right.
What are you doing? I like this.
Yeah,
this looks pretty good.
So
I do think there's a little chemistry
problem
over there.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can. This ain't the right group. This ain't the right mix. And it was never more obvious, John, than on Saturday. That Ole Miss game, one you've got to have. By gosh, your home fans have been cheering for you all season long. It is truly one of the great atmospheres out there in college basketball. You're playing against a team that has lost 10 in a row. And that's the effort.
That's tough.
That
Can't
you
have
give.
it.
That's
Cannot
the
have
effort.
that.
That's there's only so much a coach can do. The best response would be for the guys to get together and say, look, man, this is unacceptable. Let's get out here after halftime and let's play our behinds off and see what happens. That was not happening. I mean,
and that's a good
was
point.
No breath of life.
And that's the tale of two teams. How many times this year have we seen this Alabama team down at halftime, double digits, and come back and win the game? I got to admit, Saturday night, I'm thinking, I'm not sure they're coming back on this one. The stat sheet looked terrible. Threes weren't going in.
Tennessee will beat
on the road.
I thought it was a bad matchup because Tennessee is built on physicality. They will beat up on you. And when they get a lead, they'll beat up on you even more. When they get a lead at home, when they start getting whistles.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times when you need a chalk outline out there. They had a lead. They were at home. Billy Bob and what's the guy's name? Billy Bob and Earlene, they're up there screaming and hooping.
You mean
and
the
hollering.
ones with the checkerboard overalls? And
yes, exactly right. She weighs about $2.50. And they're, timeouts. Nate is trying to get his team together, and he's in the background and all that. And things ain't looking good. And you know what? You know what got them on the beam or kept them on the beam is culture. Is guys pulling together and saying, look, we need to make a play. We got to make a play here. Let's get a stop. Let's be tough on offense. Let's hit the glass. Because, Alabama can score points in bunches, probably as well as anybody in the country. But it was matching Tennessee's physicality down the stretch. I thought there's no way they win that game.
I didn't either.
Until they win it.
And they were down, I want to say, like 7 or 8 points really late in that game. Right. And were able to come back and get it close and take the lead. I'm with you there, Bear. I saw, Nate Oates got teed up again. He's been on a little tear there about getting teed up. I don't know exactly what got under his skin in the game Saturday, but they did tee him up. And then late in the game during a timeout, you could see the teammates, particularly LeBaron and Fightline, say, look, we can win this game, dude. You could hear them communicating amongst each other while the coaches were talking, which I thought was big. But Fightline's amazing. We know that. He's a heck of a player. They drew something up for him there at the end, and he went Michael Jordan on them. he is dribbling at the top of the key, and he's about to penetrate, and he stops, and he backs off, and he kind of shakes his head like, they're putting this guy against
That's
me?
exactly what I got out of it, too. He's over against that kid, and that guy, God bless him, he's a good player. He really is. He's a good player. He's down in the defensive stance. He's got his feet in the proper position. He's angled in the proper way. He's got his lead hand ready to make a play on the ball and everything. And that guy backs up and he says, you can tell in his head he's thinking, Coach, you better put somebody else on me if you're going to try and stop this.
Yeah.
And
that
he took him. He took him in, and he hit that little turnaround fall away shot.
The fadeaway. I mean, that was NBA-esque. That's a tough shot, and it was.
That was disrespectful, man. That was disrespectful. I said, game's on the line, Coach. You realize you guys need to stop, right? And you're putting. Guy can't guard me. All right.
I'm thinking, you putting this guy on me? But see how, Tennessee had the chance, ball rolls out of bounds. Fans are in disbelief. That I got to think made the Bama Nation happy seeing those disgruntled Tennessee fans there at Thompson Bowling Arena. Led the whole way, except for the last 24 seconds. That had to be tough.
That was tough. Led by 13 with 12 minutes to go. They're thinking they've got it.
Oh, yeah.
Alabama's biggest lead was 2 with 24 seconds.
That's all they needed.
That was it.
So, Barry, I'm looking, I'm always trying to look ahead. There's a large number of SEC games tomorrow night. There's only one on Wednesday night. Just curious about that.
I don't know. I don't either. Normally, that's the last week of the season. Maybe that's what it is because, this Saturday, obviously everybody plays. And then, there you go. The tournament is the next week.
Whoa.
So, are they trying to build in some rest? I don't know, because Saturday's going to be a bloodbath. But tomorrow, I don't get this. Alabama plays at 5:30. Alabama's at Georgia, 5:30 Central on ESPN News.
Wait a minute. What if I want to know what's going on in FIFA World Cup soccer and stuff?
Did you know that there was still an ESPN News? Do we get ESPN News?
I do get it.
Why is that game? Alabama is in second place all by themselves. Is it national?
Well, is the NBA on Tuesday night? Because there's no SEC
here's the other
team
thing.
is playing on ESPN tomorrow night.
Here's the other deal. Alabama, Georgia, 5:30. Athens, worst gym in the league, and Georgia's a 20-game winner. Pretty good game, right? 5:30 on ESPN News.
Early, yeah.
All the plays at fabled Neville Arena. Final home game of the regular year against LSU. Both clubs are 15 and 14.
Yeah.
SEC Network for that. Tip-off is at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw that.
9 o'clock. Tip-off. If you don't sell that out, I get it, because there ain't 9,000 people in the Auburn-Opelika area that are going to get tickets for that.
Based on the way the team has been performing, it's a 9 o'clock tip, as my mother used to say, on a school night.
That mattered to.
Yeah. Hey, it's a school night, Yeah, okay, Mom.
Yeah, that means they're going to sneak out.
9 o'clock, Barry. I don't think I have ever seen a game this year with an SEC team in the Central Time Zone that tips at 9 o'clock at night.
Well, this is also what I did with that in mind.
And I will say this, Barry, right off the bat, I will not be in the driveway in the last 2 minutes of that game tomorrow night. I'll be asleep.
This is what Dee and I did. A lot of references to my wife here in this. This is what Dee and I did. Troy won the Sun Belt Championship Friday night. Big celebration. Confetti, whole deal. It was great. Saturday, they had a big high school baseball tournament right next door at Riddle Pace Field. 8 teams. Charles Henderson played. Pike Lib played.
Yeah.
And this is the first time ever that there was 8 teams. There were 6 games on that Saturday. And there were, it's the first time Pike Lib and Charles Henderson have ever played each other in baseball. Pike Lib is now at AHSAA. And a very great friend of ours, Bobby Templin, who is my pastor and my best buddy, his son Wes plays for Charles Henderson, and we had committed we're going to go watch Wes play. Maybe their only chance to get to watch him play. And they had 6 games that day, beginning at 9 in the morning, and the Charles Henderson and Pike Lib game started about 10:05 at night.
Ooh.
And it got done about 12:15, 12:10 in the morning. One of the reasons why it got started late was because the game before, which was Prattville versus John Carroll, ran long. John Carroll, which is in Birmingham, it's a private Catholic school in Birmingham. John Carroll, pretty good team. Their first base coach brought back memories, John. I wish you had been there. I'd have taken you down.
Who was it?
Stan White.
Oh, no way. Oh, man.
I didn't get a chance to go down and see him because they lost, and it was already 10 o'clock at night, so they took off and everything. But, yeah, Stan White was the first base coach for John Carroll. And I want to go and say my co-host misses you something terrible on the football game.
You know, Barry, those late start times remind me of my softball days at Lagoon Park. Many a times first pitch was 10 o'clock at night.
So a 9 o'clock basketball game, John says no. But back in the day, 10 o'clock softball. Yeah, the beer ought to be just right by that.
Right, younger, not a problem. We probably played 3 that day. That was the last one. Who knows? But 10 o'clock, not a problem. But 9 o'clock on a school night for an SEC, what's up with that? And how does Auburn get the short straw? I mean, I want Greg Sankey to give me the skinny on that.
I think you're probably right. It probably is NBA because it's Tuesday night and everything is on the SEC network or the U or the Deuce.
Well, and Barry, we haven't really touched a lot on the NBA lately. We've been on such a good run with college ball, but there are no NBA games tomorrow on ESPN. 2 on NBC Peacock tomorrow.
What's the
San Antonio at Philadelphia and Phoenix at Sacramento.
So don't be presupposing or anything.
I don't know what's on
the Phantom's Daily Dog's coming up a little bit later. Let's take a break.
It's going to be a fun night, though. That's a lot of games on a Tuesday.
Also, something we want to address later in the show, the NFL Combine.
Do we?
There were really, in Indianapolis, which is central Indiana, there were really Notre Dame fans out there watching the Combine booing Carson Beck. Booing Carson Beck? What did he do? Anyway, the first thing for John, he's like, there are fans watching the Combine?
Oh.
There are, yes. So,
it's kind of like the NFL Network televising it. Well, there's Todd Simpson and a 3-step drop. Whoa, wow, he can really sling it, Bob.
Look at that guy. The other guy ran a 4.34 40. This guy ran a 4.33. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, sure.
No.
That's awesome. And no, John did not mispronounce it. He meant to say that.
That's an old Romy reference. If you ever listened to Romy back in the early days.
They used to have a big affiliate in Sacramento, and they'd call it Sacramento, or they'd call it Sacacrapo, or, stuff like
Fresno was Fresneck.
Fresneck, yeah. Let's go to a break. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You got a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got you, Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What'd I miss? I have no idea.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair. Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. All right, welcome back, everybody. Glad you're with us. 14 minutes or so until the top of the hour. Just scanning the River Region Straw VIP text line, Barry. Somebody just mentioned with the 9 o'clock tip tomorrow night, they might need to get the curtain out. That's a late tip.
That's a late reference, too.
Yeah.
Is that really a thing? I mean,
that was
we're
never
talking
gonna die.
41 years ago. It's 41 years?
Has it been that long?
Well, no, let's see. Auburn won the SEC championship in 1999. Yep. I remember because I called the game that won the championship on television. Pretty fired up about that. So they got it rocking back in 99 with Chris Porter and Doc Robinson and all those
Mr.
guys.
Western Union. Yeah,
Ryan
that's right.
Smith. But so it was before then. It was at least 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Guys,
man, it just never gets old. It's the zinger that keeps on zinging.
Yeah. So
you got to know, Barry. Let's turn the clock back.
It actually doesn't, but John's like, some things are timeless. Yeah, to some people, we got viewers who are 35, who are eligible to vote in the presidential election and have a wife and kids and a mortgage. They're like, what?
So, Dudley, you might
35.
not remember this. Dudley might be a little young for this. I just want to know, somebody came up with this idea, presented it to the group. They took it to the athletic director, and they all agreed, putting the curtain up would be a great idea. It was
one of those deals. It wasn't like one meeting. It was like for years. Golly, guys, we got to do something. We got 12,000 seats in this sucker, and man, we ain't coming close to fill. Well, we can't, it looks like a big, gigantic hat box anyway.
Yeah.
You can't just slice the top off of it. I mean, they overbuilt it from the start back in 1968.
Yeah.
So what do we do? How do we get it to where it doesn't even look like the top is even there? Well, I'll tell you what, I know a buddy of mine who's in the drapery business, and he can cut us a deal if he can get us 240 yards, 240 by 60.
About right, yeah.
Of curtain. Yeah, but how will we? I don't care. Staple gun it up there, Are you talking about a curtain rod? No. Just, get some a nail gun and somebody did that, and it wasn't a good idea, and it wasn't a good look either. The whole place wasn't a good look. So it's come a long way. I mean, they've made 2 Final Fours. They've won SEC championships.
Yeah.
It's been great. And this is why it bothers Auburn fans so much that Bruce Pearl's no longer there and that they're 15-14, because Auburn fans aren't seeing it like, well, this was bound to happen. There was bound to be a letdown here and there. There's some Auburn fans out there who are scared to death it ain't a letdown. That this is a harbinger of the curtain era.
Oh, come on.
What I like to call the Kelvin Artister era. Do anybody remember Kelvin Artister? There was a couple of years where he was the best player on the Auburn team. Dudley says and Dudley's really big into this. He's a really good player. He says we still play wheelchair basketball tournament at Beard Eves. There are still posters up all around the Coliseum. Pretty cool to see all the old posters there. I used to run in there back when I lived in Auburn and it was cold. And man, you run outside, on the concourse out there, which is all concrete, of course. And you see the same, you run, 24, 28 laps in there and you get sick of seeing Stan Petkavage's face. Over and over again. But hey, look, there's Mike Mitchell.
So Dudley, is there a poster with the curtain in the poster? That's what I'd like to know.
I want to know if the curtain's still up because I've been through just about every room in Beard Eves Coliseum, and I mean some of them are. I mean, they still use them for classrooms and meeting rooms and stuff and offices. But you go down to the bottom, down in the catacombs down there. I'm telling you. I mean, you look down there and it's like a horror movie down there. Just
Barry, would you like to answer this one, or would you like me to take a shot?
Mr. West, you said that. You're the one that brought that up. Mr. Western Union. Chris the Bammer, he doesn't get that reference. He says, Mr. Western Union.
Chris, I believe he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Auburn was ranked number 1, I believe, at one point in time.
Yeah, they were going in as the number 1 seed, one of the number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament that year. They were like 29.
Matter of fact, they were the first number 1 seed to get eliminated from the tournament that year. I think I brought that up a time or 10.
750.
And allegedly there was it a Kroger in Auburn?
It wasn't no allegedly about it. I mean, it was, yeah.
And maybe Chris Porter or somebody in his family or whatnot sent or received some money through Western Union, and it got mixed up, or the envelope opened or something like that, and it was a big stink, or maybe it was a little stink that somebody tried to make a big stink or something. Does that kind of ring a bell?
The fact is that it happened so long ago that John really doesn't remember all the details, but it don't matter. Hey, Mr. Western Union. So yeah, that's like a lot of things out there. He don't know why in the world Robert Baker got sent to the tank. All they know is that he's going to make license plate.
And that dog almost beat him. That's what's important.
Yeah. All right. So
wait a minute. Fencing was a class at Auburn in 1980? No
fencing?
way.
There ain't no way you have a fencing class. Do you mean fencing like that? Or you mean
wire fence? Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you mean, hey man, if you get me that contraband, I can get rid of it for you. I mean, that kind of fencing, like that guy in Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah. That was Huggy Bear.
How in the world do you have maybe you have like Nerf swords or something where, I don't know. There still are a lot of classes. They still use Beard Eves, although, my suggestion that they just blow it up.
Well, I mean, they can use it for like rodeos and fencing and stuff like that, whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of, like Dudley plays up there. So there's a lot of things that can utilize that old facility. I'm not for tearing it down. To me, Barry, that's a memory that every time I go over to Auburn, I look over there and go, home of the curtain. I mean, why do you want to demolish that?
Yeah, there's a lot of those references that John's got. If he ever, took the family for a field trip, educational trip over to Auburn, it'd be like, see that right over there? That's where D.D. Green discharged the firearm into the air. You see that over there?
That was at the Phi Gam house, I believe.
You see this over there? That's the crystal where Jeff Berger got arrested for having a pistol and or whatever. You can do all that stuff.
Yeah, down from Mama Goldberg's, isn't it? Isn't it down on that same street?
Yeah, right down there, down Magnolia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, look at that. See that goal post right there? I had a nervous twitch walking behind that end zone one day.
If John ever, retires from this business, I mean, he could make a nice little living buying himself a small bus, maybe the one that they used to have over at the supper club to take they didn't have a like a vehicle or some guy. They had a bus.
Yeah.
You got on the bus if you had overindulged. And then John could have his own All right, over here on the right, this was the fraternity house where, just whatever.
Oh, I can make some money.
Um,
Barry, I'm forgetting here. Well, what was the Moochie Norris reference? What Moochie Norris? What did he do?
Oh, you're kidding me.
Moochie Norris.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This was a staple. Oh, John,
he went to the Bible school in Central Florida. Yeah.
He redeems himself at the very last second.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Davis.
This guy got a
like
semester's
24
worth
credits
of
and one
credit
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I had to think about that one.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean
that breaks my heart. John forgot Moochie Norris.
That
hurts me even worse than John forgot who was in the Final Four last year. Moochie Norris. There were several days when he carried our program.
Yeah, but I got it.
Because it was a Bible school. John said it was right above the subway at some little
the Foot Locker.
So anyway.
Some strip center in some town in Florida I'd never heard of before. I mean, think about it. They get a whole semester worth of credit in 2 weeks. I mean, that's like you'd have to go 18 hours a day. I mean, there's no way you can get that much credit in 2 weeks. Believe me, I tried.
Obviously, John doesn't understand buckling down and burning the candle at both ends academically. This from my buddy Hurricane One, Kane Lake.
Yeah.
He says, B. McKnight and Preston and other Auburn people, who was the small guard on that 1999 team that looked like Opie? That dude could shoot threes all day. Now, if I'm thinking right, that wasn't 1999. That was a little bit afterwards. There was a guard named Scott Pullman.
Little Scotty Pullman.
Little Scotty Pullman.
Yeah.
Scotty looked like Jim Bob Walton. Talk about an obscure reference from way back then, who was also the guy that Fletch commandeered his car and went through there. Same kid. He looked like him. He was about maybe 6 feet and weighed about $145, and he never stopped. He was always running around, hair flopping everywhere, running around or double screens and everything. They finally got him open, and he could shoot or he could drive. He averaged like 16 a game. He had 28 against Georgia, I think. Scotty Pullman, unless I'm wrong, I do think, because that 99 team was Chris Porter and Bryant Smith and Doc Robinson and some of those guys out there. So there you go.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
We got the top of the hour coming up. And Barry, when we get back, I saw something over the weekend and I went, some people aren't going to like this. So I'm going to warn you. I'm going to just kind of let you know before we get back, and I'll lay it out there and see what you think.
One more thing real quick. Memories. Yep. Hurricane One says, is Cheeseburger still open? I don't know. I haven't been.
Barry, there was one
downtown.
of those in Montgomery at East Chase when East Chase first opened, and it's no longer there. Kind of like Miles Montgomery is no longer there. I've never.
I know my buddy used to work there, and he was heartbroken. My buddy Scott.
Yeah. I don't know why people in Montgomery cannot figure out Milo's. I thought the sauce was outstanding. Love to put the fries in the sauce.
He told me about it. But
I don't know. People in Montgomery eat differently than people in Birmingham or other places.
Hurricane One says, is Cheeseburger still open? It was downtown on a block north of Toomer's Corner, still downtown on College Street. And if they had this thing called the group therapy burger. And if you ate the group therapy burger, they took a Polaroid, one of those where the thing come out, and they'd stick it on the wall. I got my picture on the wall twice. And I'm not a big. Yeah, you can, and I did it 2 times. One time Jack dared me to, and I did it. I'm not a big red meat guy, but if it's still there and it's still open, look for me. Because I'm up there. I was one that had my picture on the wall. I ate that burger challenge in 3 minutes flat. I called it the Magellan method. The manager was messing. Somebody tell me, is Cheeseburger still open? I haven't been down there.
I haven't heard of that place in years.
Yeah, as a takeoff of the old skit on Saturday Night Live. It's Longshore and McKnight, in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs. Okay, rolling into hour two here on a Monday. So glad you're with us here, Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Along with our friends at Yellow Hammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Check it out for all of the latest news, politics, lifestyles, sports. It's all there for you, yellowhammernews.com. So, Barry, I saw this over the weekend. I wasn't really overly familiar about it. But there was something about the SEC and the Big Ten pooling TV rights. Don't really think it's going to happen because it would diminish the amount of money that these two leagues would be making under the current television structure. Kind of looks like to be a way to maybe help out, I don't know, other non-revenue producing sports as well as some other conferences. Cody Campbell is the billionaire that has really rejuvenated Texas Tech athletics. He's pumped a lot of money into that program. And he's also done television commercials promoting Olympic sports, non-revenue producing sports, and trying to convince the public just how important they really are. I've seen those commercials.
Yes.
And Cody Campbell's been critical of Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey,
yes,
commissioners of the SEC and the Big Ten. And this one quote really kind of, when I read it, I kind of went, is he the first guy that ever said that? Or did somebody else make a statement similar to this? And the quote is, talking about Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti, this is Cody Campbell, the billionaire that has helped Texas Tech out so much. He says, the posture of the two commissioners of the SEC and the Big Ten, Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti, indicates that they do not care about the fate of other conferences or smaller schools, nor do they care about the life-changing opportunity provided to women and to athletes in our Olympic sports, Campbell said. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a little harsh saying they do not care. I mean, I care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want everybody to have an opportunity and, go out and do their own thing, but you got to pay for it somehow.
Well, in response to that, well, this is what Cody Campbell's responding to. There has been a paper put out there as of, what was it, last Thursday, co-authored by the SEC and the Big Ten. The paper is titled Preserving Autonomy and Stability in College Sports. Why Media Rights Pooling and SBA Reform Are Misguided. I don't know what SBA is.
Uh-huh.
Basically, the SEC and the Big Ten criticize what John's talking about, the consolidation of media rights, believing it would not generate a significant increase in revenue. Cody Campbell says it will. He says it'll increase revenue so much that you'll be able to have extra revenue for women's tennis and for cross country and for swimming and stuff that John doesn't give two toots about, right?
Yeah.
They say it's misguided. Pooling revenue, basically, they're thinking the way to go is every man for himself. We're not interested in pooling our rights with the Big Ten. We're interested in keeping our own rights and blowing the Big Ten out of the water and making them irrelevant.
Yeah.
That's the American way.
Sure.
Anyway, this was last Thursday. They argue that the media rights values will achieve major increases when you handle them yourself in a competitive market, and it would actually, in the long term, make more money for the conferences and the institutions. And hang on, what does John call them? Oh, a little Betty and little Susie and everything later on. You may make more money at the front end with this big initiative out there from Cody Campbell, but in the long run, no. It's
I don't get it. I don't understand how, you've got about 135 or so big time college football or college athletic programs in D1, 135, somewhere around that. NBA's got 30 teams. NFL's got 32. I would put Major League Baseball in there, but they can't get a TV deal of their own. ESPN said, don't need you. So let's say NBA and NFL, 30 teams. You got 136 in college. To me, the numbers don't add up. So the Big Ten and the SEC is going, whoa, we got to go do our own thing.
Yeah.
We ain't got time to be messing with Abilene Christian and Southwest Houston Bible College. Against them, but we can't be pulling them along too. That's not what we're in the business of doing. Now, I do think Cody Campbell's a little harsh in his feeling about they just don't care about anybody but themselves. Okay, that might be true, but you don't have to tell the world that.
Here's the thing about it. Here's the only reason why John brings that up, and it makes me queasy. John don't care about them either. If it helps serve his purposes, I could see John in front of a large convention hall full of movers and shakers in college athletics. And John is like some of those guys who are under indictment for, I don't know, something terrible, that their lawyer says, look, get you a shave, get a haircut, little tanner, we'll get you a sharp suit, and you won't look like an embezzler. John will be up there. He'll be looking clean and sharp, nice tie pin, big pinky ring and all that kind of stuff, and saying, I believe in the futures of the wonderful young women in this country to gain athletic scholarships and all that. And everybody's like, what a guy and everything. And when it's implemented, John's like, hey, Betty, see ya. Susie, hate to be ya. All that, and this is what Cody Campbell said. Cody Campbell doesn't give a rat's left ear for little Betty. He ain't showing up at the Texas Tech women's tennis meet against Sam Houston State. He ain't doing it. Or Abilene Christian.
Yeah.
But he's saying, this could really, he don't care about it. Don't start falling for all of that kind of stuff. The SEC and the Big Ten are saying, look, they'll get opportunities. They'll get plenty of opportunities. They'll still have SEC women's golf teams SEC women's tennis teams that'll play in a tournament over a weekend in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They'll still do that. But the difference is that unlike John and unlike Cody Campbell, they mean it.
I'm glad that the number 2 ranked Auburn men's golf team is out in Las Vegas right now playing in a tournament. Nice. But who's picking up that tab? Football program. That's who is. Now, they probably bust over to Hartsfield and took Spirit or Frontier or one of those other cheap buckets out there. And who knows? But somebody still got to pay for it.
If John was on, say, the Alabama men's golf team, and, he is flying out to Vegas for a tournament, he ain't sitting there rocking back and forth in his seat going, this makes no financial sense. I can't believe we're doing this. This is financially irresponsible. I wonder who's paying for this. No, he's like, hey, what time's my tea time?
Barry,
okay, so if I could get back and I'd be in the tables by 11, that'd be great, right?
Yeah. I had some friends who played on the Alabama golf team when I was in school 40 years ago. Conrad Railing was the coach. They played at the Harry Pritchett Goat Track. No, it wasn't called Goat Track. It was the Harry Pritchett Golf Course. We just called
it more like 43 or 44 years ago.
And they took vans everywhere. They didn't fly anywhere. I mean, they're all crammed into a van, got to throw their golf bags in there with them. They're staying at the La Quinta and Meridian or wherever and, eating at Taco Bell. I mean, it wasn't like it is today.
Hopefully they had those windows that can pop open a little bit on the side of those vans.
Yeah, that's right. Harry Pritchett was one of the only golf course I knew, Barry, when you made the turn, you were finishing number 10. Number 11 went back out. Number 9 didn't. The front side wasn't first 9 and the back 9. It was the first 10 and the last 8. How about that?
I don't know who Harry Pritchett was, but it is so much better if you're a big donor to the University of Alabama when they say, hey, if you give a certain amount of money, we'll name the visiting locker room at Bryant-Denny Stadium after you. It is so much less value for that. That's some guy named Fail.
Yep, right.
So they call the visiting locker room the Fail room at the University of Alabama. So much better to have your name put on the golf course.
Yeah.
Because Harry Pritchett, John wouldn't know Harry Pritchett from the Harry Reasoner.
No. Well, actually, Harry Pritchett's no more. They turned it into a
but his legacy lasted forever,
yes.
Because I'm telling you, we mention Harry Pritchett all the time when we talk about, goat tracks out there.
Yeah.
Much more value, much more staying power for Harry Pritchett.
The old Harry Pritchett. Wow, what a track. I mean, half the fairways were at an angle. So if you hit it right in the fairway, it would roll down to the left side of the rough.
Believe me, you want to play it right here.
Got to play it right on a couple of
You can get it in that rough so it'll stick.
So, I hear what they're doing. They're banging the drums. But when I read that, I'm thinking, look, I've been saying this forever. Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey, they're dealing with their own conference. They're not out here to help everybody else.
That's is he responsible for ensuring Olympic sports participation in the Big 12 conference? No, he's got a full plate over there in Birmingham.
Yeah. He doesn't care what's going out in the Mountain West. So what? Let them deal with it themselves.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. So, that's what they're doing. And there again, when they talk about all these things, it's really all centered around football, which, of course, generates all the revenue.
Yes.
But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting for this billionaire. And I don't think he's off base by much. They're looking out for their best interest, not the best interest of everybody else.
I just makes me nauseous thinking about Cody Campbell telling everybody this provides so many more opportunity. You don't give a toot. You get this thing passed and all that money's going to football and everybody knows that.
So, Barry, you saying like when I was on my soapbox going, Barry, I want to let everybody in. Let's expand the playoffs. And then once it's expanded, no, y'all move along.
I told you guys, saw that coming from 50 miles away. Oh, really? I believe in including more people. Shouldn't more people have the wonderful experience of participating for a championship?
Well,
and I'm thinking,
learned my lesson.
As soon as this is passed, Longshore's like, get them out of here. Get them ahead of no group of 5. What are they doing? James Madison, Pshaw.
I saw JMU and SMU and whoever else was in the playoff. Boise. This ain't what we're talking about. Now, you mentioned something in this article. You said you weren't real sure what it was. SBA.
Yes.
I don't know either, but tomorrow we're having the president and CEO of SBA on our program. That's the Sports Betting Alliance.
Okay, I thought it was like some sort of a clause in the contract. Okay.
Yeah, it could be in that. I just heard you reference it, but I don't think it's who we'll be talking with tomorrow. His name is Joe Maloney, and he's the president CEO of the Sports Betting Alliance. Of course, sports betting has been a hot topic around this country. I believe 39 states currently allow wagering on sporting events. I can tell you one that doesn't, and we're broadcasting from it right now. But a lot of people enjoy wagering on sports responsibly and in a regulated fashion. And we'll discuss that tomorrow along with a lot of other topics as well. Looking forward to that. So maybe, I don't think it's the same SBA, but we're going to be talking about that one tomorrow.
Yeah. Coming up, our Phantoms Daily Dog. We also have our starting five and still our Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel, all within the next 45 minutes. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, about 17 minutes past the hour here on this Monday. Glad you're with us. March is here. And, of course, we'll be getting into a lot of tournament basketball with conference tournaments as well as the NCAA tournament. We told you about our 4 for 4 in the Final Four contest. You'll be hearing a lot about that in the next couple of weeks as you get your Final Four selections in here to win some incredible prizes, like a well over $4,000 4-carat lab-grown diamond from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. All right, Barry, so Friday, well, we just won't tiptoe around it. We took one on the chin, finally. Dropped the game against the spread. Not that we're happy about that, but it did happen.
Had to happen soon.
Illinois was at home catching 2.5 against the Michigan Wolverines, a team that a lot of people think is the best college men's team in basketball at the moment. And Michigan went in there and took care of business, winning by 14, 84-70 in Champaign against the Illini.
Yes. Just, I mean, you know, the Phantom wasn't saying that Illinois would go in and win the game, but he thought that there would be a cover, and, well, there wasn't.
Things like that happen.
That gives Michigan the Big Ten regular season title, by the way.
But they're excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight, let's take a look at what we've got here tonight. We're going to go college ball again, Barry.
Yeah.
With a matchup of two top 5 teams going at it at 8 o'clock tonight.
I love this game.
ESPN.
Tucson, Arizona, where my niece Georgia is a sophomore. at the University of Arizona. And they host the fabled Cyclones of Iowa State in a top 5 Big 12 tilt. And Iowa's number 4 in the country. I don't want to get too far ahead. Number 4.
Yeah.
Arizona's number 2. Iowa's no slouch themselves.
No, they're not.
But the line, John.
Yeah, interesting. It is interesting. Iowa State 24-5 overall. Arizona 27-2. In conference play, Arizona 14-2. Iowa State 11-5. Cyclones hitting the road in Tucson, as you mentioned. They're coming off a loss to Texas Tech over the weekend. Got beat by 9 against Texas Tech at home. That's 16th ranked Texas Tech. So they got to get their act together coming off that loss to Texas Tech. Go to Arizona, as I mentioned. And, of course, we know Arizona playing well. Only 2 losses the entire season.
Big time, yes.
Yeah, pretty tough stuff there. Auburn, earlier this year, Arizona played Florida and beat them. They beat Auburn earlier in the year. They beat Alabama. So Arizona's, beating up on some SEC teams. They got beat by Texas Tech, this team that beat Iowa State a couple of weeks ago. Arizona lost back-to-back games, Barry. Kansas and Texas Tech beat them about 4 weeks ago.
And that Kansas game, we talked about that a couple of days after it happened.
Yeah.
It was at Fog Allen in Lawrence. That may have been the best college basketball game I've seen all year. It was a
good one.
It was great.
Arizona's won their last 4. BYU, Houston, Baylor, and Kansas got the revenge game against Kansas. So Iowa State rolling in tonight as an 8.5-point underdog.
That's what I've got.
8.5-point underdog. Barry, I don't want to say it's now or never time for the Cyclones, but they got to get their act together. Getting into conference tournament play, then the NCAA tournament, they got to really reach down hard tonight and see what they're made of against a really, really good Arizona team. Now, they don't have to win the game, but they got to make it respectable. They don't need to lose by more than 8.5. We don't think they will. We're going to grab the 8.5 and take the Cyclones of Iowa State tonight on the road at Arizona, 8 p.m. on ESPN.
This is what you ought to do if you even care a tiny bit about the round ball and have a free Monday night. Watch Duke and NC State from Raleigh at 6 as the front end of the doubleheader. Duke's number 1. And then when it rolls into the second game of the doubleheader, check that out, Iowa State versus Arizona. Monday night basketball. ESPN has really started selling that hard in college basketball.
I might have to go dual box tonight, Barry, because I can't miss Jesse Waters at 7 on Fox. So maybe have the game on and then have the audio of Jesse on at 7. Yeah, I go that route. Got to go do that tonight. So there you have it. Iowa State plus the 8.5 at Arizona is the Phantoms daily dog.
There you go.
Today.
There you go. Now, also in the world of sports, we wrapped up, and this may be on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. He casts a wide net. They have wrapped up the NFL scouting combine.
Oh, tell us about it.
In Indianapolis, and I misspoke earlier. The winners and losers in the NFL scouting combine, and it's a big cattle call. It's demeaning, it's dehumanizing, but hey, these guys are planning on spending millions of dollars, and they're going to do everything they can to make sure they have all the information for their investments. Poking and prodding and, shuttle runs and asking them Wonderlic questions and all that kind of stuff. I misspoke earlier. It's in Indianapolis. And when former Miami quarterback Carson Beck was running his 40 and he was throwing, the Indiana-centric fans in there at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, they were catcalling him. Come on. Hey, rag arm, that kind of thing. That's not good. That's not nice. You already beat him. What more do you want? So anyway, that wrapped up. And speaking for John and everybody here, if you watched any of that, get help. Get help. You have lost perspective on sports if you're sitting there watching the all second team, all Mountain West Conference cornerback from Boise State, run a 40-yard dash and saying, come on, man, come on. Ooh. Now, you've lost perspective. But I will say this, the winners and losers at the NFL Combine at the quarterback position.
Yep.
Here's what came out of it. Fernando Mendoza is the number one quarterback. He'll be the number one pick, and it's not even close. He is the best quarterback, the best pro prospect quarterback in the upcoming draft, and he cemented that with his performance at the Combine. The guy who, because of his body of work and because of his strong performance at the NFL Combine, is firmly entrenched as the number 2 quarterback in this draft class is Ty Simpson.
No way.
He was
I don't believe it.
Really good. He doesn't have the big frame. He's big, but he's not, you see him in street clothes and he just looks like a guy. But that's passable for the NFL standard. He's big. People talk about, well, he didn't start a lot at Alabama. He really only started 1 year. And believe me, the Colts are kicking themselves for taking Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida with their first pick, despite the fact he only started like 11 games in his whole college career, because they got him and he's a super athlete, but he was not ready, and now they've cut him loose. Ty Simpson, he faded at the end of the year, but he had a really good combine. Very accurate, very intelligent, knows the game, passed all of his athleticism tests and all that. It ain't like Jalen Milroe from the year before. You Bama fans out there who say, man, that guy needed to go. We needed somebody else. So you're giving up on a guy who'll be the number 2 quarterback taken in the draft for 2 absolutely unproven guys who look good. I'm just saying, if you look back and say, man, I wish we had Ty Simpson, this boy right here is telling you, you probably could have done worse than hanging on to Ty Simpson, giving him a little bit more support at the end of the year when he was running for his life and getting the snot beat out of him.
Are you referencing maybe a statement that yours truly made? Barry, I think it's just time for Ty Simpson to move on.
And I'm thinking, why? Why? What? Is there a clock on
Great
him?
kid, gave his heart and soul to the program, has his hand and feet in cement by Denny Chimes. He'll always be remembered fondly. Kind of like Jake Coker. How many people remember Jake Coker? Guy won a national championship. I got to think Ty Simpson's going to go along the ways of Jake Coker. But he didn't win the Natty. But great kid. I have the utmost respect for him. It's just time for him to move on. That's all I'm saying. It's a tough world out there. Just time for him to move on.
It's a tough world just because it's time. I'm just saying that a little bit later on, you're thinking, why did we chase Ty Simpson out of here? I mean, I don't think we appreciated Ty Simpson for being the competitor and the leader and the gritty, tough guy that he was. Why did we say that that was just time? Anybody remember why? You're going to look at it and say, I wish we had Ty Simpson.
For the Keelan Russell era to begin. Quit dilly-dallying. Quit beating around the bush. Just get him out there.
It is a human condition that everybody always looks forward to the next Christmas. Boy, next year is going to be great. I mean, we're going to have a good year in the stock market and I'll be able to afford more. And, this trip wasn't so great, but boy, our next trip is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And also at the University of Alabama, it continues on as part of the human mentality that I know we got a good quarterback, but man, this backup we got, whoo, man, there is nobody on campus. I don't care if you are the Pan-Hellenic sorority president at the University of Alabama, which is only a notch below the university president in the power rankings at the University of Alabama. The number 1 most popular person on the Alabama campus has always been the backup quarterback.
That's a fact. That's true. No doubt.
Man. We were ready for the Keelan Russell era. Will, if Ty Simpson is the number 2 rated NFL quarterback in the upcoming draft, this guy's going to be number 1, no doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always been Have you guys heard of this kid, Star Jackson? Oh, man. Oh, Danny Woodson. I'm telling you. Hey, Tyler Watts. Forrest Davis says he's going to be a 2-time Heisman Trophy winner.
And I can't remember all of these alleged can't-miss 5-star blue chip backup quarterbacks Alabama's had since the Bryant era. But I'm looking just to this upcoming season and making this comment. And kind of felt this way when I said, Ty, great kid, great young man, time for you to move on.
Something about, now I know why tigers eat their young or something.
It is a huge year for Kalen DeBoer, to say the least. Do you know many Alabama fans out there that are going, I really think Kalen's going to turn it around in year 3? Really? Have you talked to anybody that said that? I haven't. If you have, send them my way. Because most people I interact with, I hope he makes it, but I don't have a lot of confidence. And I always use this analogy. Are you willing to pull $2,000 out of your pocket and say, put my money where my mouth is, Bama is going to win the SEC championship in 2026? No, you can't find anybody out there that'll do that. Well, probably a few. So this is a big year.
Yeah.
Big year for Kalen DeBoer. Does he need another year with a quarterback he did not recruit? I don't think so. He's got to put a guy out that he thinks can win for him. He's comfortable with him, his style, his type of offense, his philosophy, that type thing. Got to live and die with the guy he recruited, whether it's Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. It isn't Ty Simpson. Nothing against the kid.
Way outside, Jeff says the same thing. He says, you're probably right, Barry, but Debo, why call him Debo? Why not DeBoer? It's the same number of syllables. It's not like that one's a contraction or something. You're probably right, Barry, but Debo deserves to try and do this with the quarterbacks he recruited.
I think so.
What difference does that make? This is my guy.
I don't think Alabama in the 2 years of Kalen DeBoer has really run the offense that has made him the most successful in his coaching career. I think Jalen Milroe was kind of thrust upon him. And Milroe did some of that as well. I don't blame the kid. I would have done the same thing. Hey, coach, I'm your man. I'm your guy. I'm in front of the media telling everybody I'm your guy. Ty Simpson waited his turn. Great story. Got it done. Terrible outing in his opener against Florida State. Not so much on him, really more the defense than it was him. Had a good opening drive against Florida State. But Ty Simpson had a great little pocket in the month of October. Beat Georgia. Things were rolling. Had some wins. Not very impressive. I mean, had to hang on by their fingertips to beat, the Missouris and the South Carolinas of the world, but got it done. I just think it's time for him to move on and let Debo, as he's referenced.
Debo. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's like calling Malzahn. Malzah. It's the same.
No, we called him the vest. He was the best.
Debo.
Yeah, think about it, Barry. Maybe prior to Saban, there weren't a lot of nicknames for Alabama head coaches. I mean,
there were. Are you kidding me?
Price wasn't there long enough.
Dumbos. Oh, my gosh.
Mike Shula was known as Zima.
Yeah. Debo was a way better man than DeBoer. Debo was the name of that guy that kept taking everybody's bicycle and jewelry in Friday.
Yeah.
Until Craig knocked him out at the very end over there by the car. Yeah.
There you bring up a good point about Ryan Grubb. I mean, obviously he was nothing spectacular. A lot of excitement when Grubb left Seattle to come to, the duo is back. Oh, they won't miss a beat.
Mm-mm. He needed an offensive coordinator that he worked with before, just like he needs a quarterback that he recruited.
So I think, they're again lying on the line for Kalen DeBoer, and I think he's got that. There again, he's going to live and die with a quarterback that he recruited. And you've heard it just as I have. Yeah, Pappy Price. Yeah, good, Dennis. Hey, that's a nice one. You're right. It was Pappy Price. Or it's Roland Price, wasn't it?
Well, just the idea that John says, there never really was a great number of nicknames for Alabama. The Alabama fans were really good at nicknames for Auburn coaches.
Sure.
Potato Gus, Wingnut.
Potato Gus.
Tater Tot. You guys came up with I
don't know who came up with Mini Pearl, but that's a pretty good one too, particularly on the way they're playing of late.
So
anyway. That one's pretty. As much respect and love that I have for the late great Mal Moore, I always thought Malfunction was a good nickname.
That was when he was offensive coordinator.
Yes. Yeah, when he was running the offense for Stallings, it was like the old Ohio State offense is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Oh, boy.
Evidently, this is not a big year for quarterbacks in the NFL. As a matter of fact, according to the latest mock-up I see, and it's really early, there will be an Auburn player that will be drafted before any Alabama player is. The mock-up I'm seeing from CBS Sports has Keldrick Falk as the number 15 pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first Alabama player projected to get picked is not even it's number 28, and that's Caden Proctor, an offensive tackle for the Houston Texans. Number 28, well, they will get, according to this, an offensive lineman getting drafted in the first round, which they didn't for years.
Yeah.
But I remember somebody was talking about at the draft, our buddy Russell got off a good line on this on Facebook. Caden Proctor has scary athleticism for a guy who's 6'7", 370 pounds, a sub-5 40-yard dash, and great agility, immense talent, and good feet. And Russell said, and he still didn't block anybody.
Yeah, terrible.
So we'll see.
I know I'm looking ahead here, Barry.
Yeah.
But as we close it, go to our next commercial break and come back with our starting five featuring the Texas Longhorns.
Ooh.
Tough loss for the Auburn basketball team on Saturday.
Tough.
They've got LSU tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Check your scorecard, 9 p.m. tip-off.
9 p.m.
And just think, if the game before them goes long, 9-10, 9-13, it's going to be terrible. Really not so much concerned about what happens tomorrow night. I'm expecting an Auburn win. I think they're going to get it together. But if they go into Coleman Coliseum Saturday night and beat their in-state rival in a season that, it just really didn't pan out like we thought, we're probably not going to make the tournament. But if they beat Alabama, do they roll Toomer's corner?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they do. So,
if they beat LSU tomorrow night, will they roll Toomer's corner?
No.
Well,
yeah. That says something.
Yeah.
John is trying to say it without saying. Meanwhile, all of this stuff about, hey, Mini Pearl this and all that doesn't really count.
Barry, one day
Auburn is obsessed with Alabama. Meanwhile,
one day,
on the other side,
I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be so proud, and I'm going to hit you with the I told you so. It just took longer than I thought. Auburn people are going to go, we're not going to give Alabama fans the satisfaction of knowing we went over there and put a bunch of toilet paper in the trees just because we beat them. So what? Who are they? Big deal. One day, I have a dream, that's going to happen.
They're a top 15 team in the country that had, by that time, will have won like 9 straight. But who really cares? Coming up, it's our inspection of the first 5 games of the Texas Longhorns.
Correct.
Coming up next, Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the River Bank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at River Bank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry is Central Alabama's best-known jewelry store. Their location at 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree is conveniently located adjacent to Chappie's Deli. At Marguerite's, they have every jewelry item imaginable because they make it. They really make it. From rings, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and much, much more. Marguerite's can also repair, clean, and rework any jewelry item that you want to bring back to life. Whether you're on a budget or have no budget at all, Marguerite's has all types of jewelry for everyone. Go by and see them today or call 270-0074. Okay, we're back at it, 20 minutes to the top of the hour. So a little series that we're kind of getting close to wrapping up. We'll do it probably Wednesday of this week, if my math is correct. It's the starting five. It's the first 5 games of every SEC football program in 2026. We started with Alabama because alphabetically they start out. We rolled all the way through. We've gotten to Texas. We're looking at the Longhorns today.
The Longhorns, perennially at the top of everybody's hearts in the preseason, and then somehow they fall short. Last year, the Longhorns under Sarkisian were 10-3, 6-2 in the SEC. They lost in Athens in mid-November. They lost at Florida, which should have never happened last year. And they lost the opener in a really good game at Ohio State, which Alabama will never get to, evidently. So that's 3 losses.
Yeah.
3 losses. A win over Texas A&M at the end of the year last year. Didn't make the SEC championship game, and they ended up playing the Michigan Wolverines in the Citrus Bowl. And they won it by 14. Solid year, 10 wins, good year for Arch. But John, you know as well as anybody, those well-heeled Longhorn fans ain't happy at all with 10-3 and not even a conference championship game position.
Not happy. Well, they are playing 9 conference games this season, and look at here. They're also playing Ohio State. See that, Greg Byrne? Don't do anything stupid or rash. So Texas State, are they still in the Sun Belt?
They are at the moment.
Yeah.
But they will not be by the time they open up the season in Austin, September 5th. At that point, they will be members of the Pac-12, but it's not the real Pac-12.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That'll be Saturday, September 5th. Austin and San Marcos are only about an hour away. Every time I go to San Marcos, and I've already done the show from there a couple of times this academic year, it's only about 60 miles, so it's convenient. Some other schools ought to think about playing an in-state team that's only an hour or 2 away. But let's not. Texas State.
Yep, Texas State.
Then that's kind of, crack the knuckles and, get a little flexed and get, loose.
You mentioned that. Texas will play 3 schools within their state this year. Huh. Boring.
There are 3 non-conference games. 2 of them are at the beginning of the year.
Well,
Texas State, Ohio. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. 2 of them are in-state beginning of the year. First 3 games, Texas State, Ohio State, and the University of Texas at San Antonio, which, like Texas State, San Antonio is only about an hour and a half maybe away from Austin.
So that's
their
got
first
11
3 games all at home at the steakhouse.
That UTSA game has got 11 o'clock ESPN Plus written all over it because the excitement and euphoria of the Buckeyes of Ohio State coming in week 2 is going to take all the oxygen out of the room for the road runners of UTSA. Plenty of available seats for that one, particularly with a trip to Knoxville coming up the next week. Something Texas has never done. Never played in Knoxville before.
Gosh, that's way too much orange. That's just way too
much. Texas fans
having a scrimmage is way too much.
Taking their private planes up to Knoxville and
we talked about
staying in $1,000 hotel rooms for a 3-night minimum and not even thinking twice about it.
And then leaving with they if they don't win that game, Forget
Yeah.
Ohio State. Ohio State will do what they do, unless Ohio State comes in and just whips up on Texas, which I don't think they will. This may be as difficult as any starting five we've got in the SEC right now. Ohio State and Tennessee and Oklahoma, those are 3 top 25 teams, and 2 of them are away from Austin.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We're only talking about the starting 5, but boy, the next 7 are all in a row for Texas. That's a big stretch that they got to play after their starting 5. Hey, but look at this. Once again, Texas does not have Georgia or Alabama on their schedule. Huh. Well, now they got that worked out. They
only play 3 games outside the state of Texas.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, Texas State, UTSA, and Texas A&M all on the Longhorn schedule. But the first 5, Barry, I got to think that Texas is going to come out of this one at 4-1. They're going to beat Texas State, UTSA, Tennessee, and Oklahoma, but they're losing to Ohio State for the second year in a row.
I think so. That's what I've got. Exactly. Texas is going to be good. Texas is going to be better. You know, they lose their really good running back and blah, blah, blah. And they've, you know, like anybody else, they've got question marks. But this may, if it's going to be their year, it better be this year. They don't have Arch after this year. If they lose badly at home to Ohio State in week 2, then some of those buzzards, some of those $1,000 a night hotel rooms and people who fly everywhere to follow the Longhorns, not going to be really happy. And then the heat gets turned up. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen that way, if they go 3-2 to start, John, Sark may be on thin ice.
So tomorrow, there you have it. 4-1 for the Texas Longhorns in their starting 5. Tomorrow we'll look at Texas A&M. And as I'm looking and thinking about all this, as we're getting down to the final 2 teams in our starting 5, should Bama fans prepare themselves, Barry, for a lot of kickoff times this fall that aren't at the normal kickoff times they're accustomed to?
Aren't Alabama-esque kickoff times?
Yeah.
2:30 or prime time?
In this league that for some reason get a lot more 11 o'clock kicks than they do 6:30 kicks or 2:30 kicks. You know, Ohio State and Texas play in week 2. Alabama's in Lexington in week 2. One of those games is going to be on in prime time.
I don't think it'll be live from Kroger Field.
I don't either.
But I could be wrong.
I'm just wondering if Bama fans should prepare for a few more early kicks than they're accustomed to this fall.
More coming up in a moment. Still to come. It's the heavily researched and fact-checked, really, really well-produced Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel coming up with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Montgomery Regional Airport is getting better the more you use it. MGM offers multiple nonstop daily flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington's Reagan National Airport via Delta and American Airlines. And beginning this April, MGM will offer daily nonstop flights to Houston's Intercontinental Airport via United Airlines. All of these cities offer easy connections to destinations all over the country and all over the world. Make travel more cost-effective and less stressful when you utilize your Montgomery Regional Airport. MGM, you can get there from here.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Okay, that means it's time for our Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Some big winners out at Victoryland and their BMW 25K giveaway. Hope you are a part of that. We'll have big promotions, more of those coming your way, and we'll let you know all about them from Victoryland, where you can be a winner too.
Exit 22, I-85, Shorter, Alabama. They bring you the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. 6 topics from Gurn Jr., our producer. We don't know what they are, got no idea. But we're going to take them as they come.
Okay.
First,
tripped up. Tripped up. Huh.
Look at this be. Oh, Lou Dort. This is Nuggets Thunder. Nikola Jokic for the Nuggets. Did the guy trip him? Let's go to the
186th of his career.
Yeah, now,
here we go.
He don't take anything from anybody. He's 7 feet. He's from Serbia, and he's seen some things in his life. His brothers are bigger than he is, and you don't want them coming out of the stand.
Nah.
Jokic, he ain't taking anything. Let's see if we
come on.
Oh, he elbowed his own guy. Watch this again, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe I've been guilty of doing something similar to that, you know, when the ref wasn't looking, no big deal. I understand, you know, Barry, it's interesting what trainers and coaches come off the benches for each team. Some guys just standing there, other guys running out there.
Yeah, watch Jokic. Let it run, Gurn. Watch this guy on the far right.
Yeah.
All right, here he comes. And keep going. Jokic, and all of a sudden, hits his own guy in the face. Come on now. That's a little friendly fire. Don't need that.
Yeah. They were doing that in the Florida-Arkansas game too, Barry. Both coaches got teed up.
They were. Okay. All right. 1 in. Let's keep it on track here. Yeah.
Yes. Can we read some lips here?
I'm telling you, Jokic is deranged. You do not want to get him mad because he's one of those guys that probably has seen some things that we've never seen.
He probably knows some guys.
Yeah. No doubt. Don't get on his bad side. I promise you that's not a good idea. Back at it.
All right. 5 more to go.
Let's see. 97-0 in 2.
97-0 in 2. Huh.
Shane Lowry.
Ooh.
I didn't realize he was. I'm thinking Steve Lowry.
Yeah, he played at Alabama, actually.
Yeah, Cognizant Classic. 3 holes to play. 3-shot lead.
Ooh.
3 holes to play. 3-shot lead. And then.
Ooh, water. Look at the line.
Hit it into the water here. Shavaria Lowry melted down, dumped another t-shot into the water.
On the drop zone.
Bogey. 2 holes, 15 minutes. He back up to the top a little bit. Where you had it highlighted. He went from other way.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Unbelievable. Had a 96.7% chance to win on the 16th tee.
0%. 30. It took 15 minutes. Back up for just a bit here.
Oh, man.
Right there. We're back. Yeah.
That's excruciating.
He was leading by 3, and he ended up trailing by 2 in 2 holes in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's tough.
2
That's one
water tee shots and then a greenside bunker.
Yeah, you know, that's one. It's hard to get to sleep at night after you pull something like that off. And you know, Barry, one of the toughest things I've always thought, if you dunk one in the water on a par 3, and then you got to go to the drop zone and hit a little finesse shot over the water again,
you're already
shorter distance.
You're already mad at yourself.
Yeah, and to me, you're not going all out. It's a field shot, and those can be tough. Hate to hear that for
Words of the
Shane.
wolf.
Tough Tough day on the link, Shane.
So Steve Lowry and Shane Lowry are not related.
They're not related. No,
Okay.
they're not. No, they're not.
All right.
Okay, 4 to go. Yellow.
Steve
Green.
Lowry would have a few meltdowns himself.
Oh, he would. Yes, he would.
What do we
Where's
got?
it gonna? Oh, it's blue. It's
This
blue.
is going parting ways.
Ways.
Parting ways with a P.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Chad Baker Mazzara? No longer. Look, Troy played USC earlier this year to a triple overtime, and he was the difference. He had like 32 against him. 26 games, 19 points per game. What happened? Mazzara left the floor early after getting fouled. He told his coach, Eric Musselman, he couldn't go back in.
Sounds like the player at Kansas.
He now bear in mind, Chad Baker Mazzara, he was at Auburn, and he had a little zest of living. He fouled out of a game after like 13 minutes against Wisconsin. He was really good scorer at Auburn, but he had a certain zest for living.
Yeah. Did he come back to Auburn?
Troy. He was 27 years old, John.
Whoa. Well, wait, what's wrong with that?
At some point, it's time to move on into the real world. Will he be an NBA player? I don't think so. Mazzara's about 6'7", $150.
Yeah.
He can score, but I don't know. That's a red flag to the NBA team.
How many teams has he played for? He's not breaking the record of that quarterback that was at Auburn, is he?
No. Maybe 4.
Oh, okay.
Because he transferred to Auburn from somewhere, and he transferred. I'm thinking 4. They could have used him this year at Auburn.
Does the team that you're transferring to pick up your travel costs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll pick up a lot of things, if you know what I mean. All right, so there we go. I didn't realize that. He's gone from USC. If he hadn't played for USC when Troy played him, Troy would have won that game by a dozen.
Yeah,
right,
see?
Back at it.
Let's do it. What we got? We got 3 to go. Blue,
3 to go.
red, yellow, proud boss. We had a few proud bosses back in our day.
Just let it go, John. Let it go. Ty Reddick. He's won 2 in a row, I think, if I'm right, in NASCAR, with the Jordan car. He took home the Circuit of the Americas on Sunday. Gets a little love from MJ, who owns it. MJ loves winning, man. He don't care if it's NASCAR.
Me too.
Yeah. Reddick over on the right.
You got to think MJ Berry has, been behind the wheel of one of those cars just to kind of test it out.
Check it up at the top. Move it back up to the top, Gurn, real quick. He mocked or he mimicked Jordan's three-peat picture from there when he, there we go. Jordan 3, and Reddick has won 3 in a row.
Pretty good.
That's very nice. Nice to be able to do that. MJ was the best.
That's awesome. I think MJ's put on a little weight since he quit playing.
Well, who hasn't? I mean, he's older. He's
I'm not at my playing weight anymore either. Yeah. Or charting play weight, I should say. Let's go. 2 more to go. Blue, red. See what we got. Cap cutting.
Oh, boy.
Who's cutting caps here?
The Chiefs released Jawan Taylor. He's an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Who I think led the league in false starts.
Ooh.
He drives me crazy because he's very good physically. He's 6'7", great range, long arms. But good gracious, know the snap count, Jawan.
Yeah,
it's a cap cutting thing, but you notice when they're cutting cap money, it's always the guys who drive you nuts, and he's one of them. 1 year remaining on an $80 million 4-year deal. He struggled with penalties. Get this, 49 penalties in 45 games with the Chiefs.
No, come on, can't do that.
You don't. Geez, that's catastrophic.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's super bad.
Cannot do that.
One more. Here we go.
Yeah, not to be confused with McLovin on Superbad.
Superbad. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's spin it to make it official, and it's going to land on
motion passed.
The motion passes with a unanimous vote.
Okay.
Was this a city council meeting and a fight breaks out?
Emergency clause. And discussion?
No discussion.
Mayor, would you like to?
Oh, he didn't.
Wow, the mayor rips one.
Well, I didn't know. Come on, man.
Man.
Look at everybody on the council knows it.
Yeah, that motion did pass.
The agreement for architectural daylighting.
Huh.
Who was it? Was it her?
I think it was the mayor.
Well, back it up. You got to back this up again. Boy. Was it her?
Can't make this stuff up. This is a revolving loan that comes from. We need to stop.
Madam President?
Yes.
I move to add emergency clause.
Second, adding emergency clause.
And discussion? Mayor, would you like to speak regarding?
Man, somebody light a match. Woo! Mexican
Isn't there anything? I don't know what city
before.
council that was, or planning commission, or something like that. But how about a recess?
You know, Barry, I had a lawyer friend of mine that was in the courtroom of a preliminary hearing, and the guy that was trying the case on the other side was an elderly attorney, and he was stating his case in the middle of his
dissertation.
He let something slip out, and without skipping a beat, he looked at the court report and said, "Make sure that's stricken from the record."
I mean, you get motion passed and gas passed in the same thing. Whatever happened to states?
I've got to find out what city that was happening in.
Yeah, because somebody Google that and get that for us. On that note, on that
that's
classy.
good.
Oh, whew.
Yeah. Hey, tomorrow, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com will join us in the bottom of hour number 1. Travis Ryer on YouTube talking Tide to kick off hour number 2. And
Yes.
Joe Maloney, who's the president and CEO of the Sports Betting Alliance. We're going to talk about sports wagering and why it's all over the country, but not in some areas.
Boy,
Talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, for John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.